We get to finish up our non-conference schedule here tomorrow against the University of Detroit Mercy. You know, they'll pose some challenges. You know, they have one of the best scorers in the entire country, and Antoine Davis, who's Coach Mike Davis's son. He's a freshman guard. I think he's second in the country in scoring, shooting over 42% from three. He's a tremendous player. He has the ability to make tough shots from all over the floor, threes at the rim, mid-range, so we got to be on it with him. Then on the other end, I think they're a little bit, I shouldn't say unique, but they play 2-3 zone. Don't play that from the very first, the tip to the very end, and that's kind of what they've been known for. They got a guy on their staff who played at Syracuse, and they implemented the Syracuse 2-3 zone, so we got to do a great job of attacking their zone. And I think the biggest thing for us, you know, one of the biggest things is we have to be able to take care of the ball. You know, I think that's been our Achilles heel here as of late. That leads to easy points for the other team, whether it's twos or threes. You know, we got to do a great job of having ball security and being disciplined on the offensive end.
Travis, having faced Mike Davis just 10 months ago in the NCAA tournament with a different team, does that give you any insight into his style or anything he might do when you play them tomorrow? You
know, offensively it does. You know, Shannon, they're similar to how they played at Texas Southern. You know, he had a little guard at Texas Southern that was a tremendous player, and he's using his son in that way. You know, he gives him great freedom. He's going to use a lot of high ball screens. He gives them a ton of freedom to make plays off the bounce and score the ball. He's going to take some tough shots, but he has the ability to make those tough shots. So offensively, yes, they're very different defensively than they were at Texas Southern. You know, so at Texas Southern, they were mainly, they kind of go back and forth a little bit between zone and man, but they were not 100% 2-3 zone. So it does in some ways not. They have a different team this year.
How do you, what's kind of your plan to handle Antoine Davis? I mean, he's a guy who's already taken 133 three-pointers in 11 games, yeah. So he likes to shoot.
Yeah, I think number one, I think we got to make things hard on him. You know, when he gives up the ball, we got to make it tough for him to get it back. We got to make him work. And I think, you know, when you're a shooter, you know, to the level that he is and a scorer, you know, he's going to make some shots. Like I told our guys that he's going to make a few, but we have to make him earn every single shot that he gets. So on ball screens, like we're gonna really try to make him pass and be at the level of every screen. In isolations, we got to do a great job taking pride and guarding one-on-one and contesting, you know, hand to ball on every shot, and then making, like I said, his catches tough when he doesn't have the ball. He's going to have the ball a lot, though. I mean, they put the ball in his hands a ton, but when he does give it up, you know, we have to make it tough for him to get the ball back.
And you know, they are not a good rebounding team according to the stats. This should be a good opportunity for you guys to execute exactly what you want to do offensively and play inside out, correct?
You know, I think so. You know, like obviously they're going to be in zone, and it's going to be a unique zone. It's almost like it is a Syracuse zone. It's even similar to the Xavier fans that we saw, like you know, last couple of years in Baylor. You know, they're very extended and very high. You know, even though they're in zone, we do have to be committed to get the ball inside. And one of the areas where they have been weak to this point in the year has been on the defensive glass. I think they were actually last in the entire country on the defensive glass, 352nd in the country. We have to do a great job where we've been bad the last 3 games. And you know, we talked about that after the Missouri game. You know, that's been a great source of offense for us, you know, to this point in the season, until the last 3 games. And it started against the UC game. Our offensive rebounding percentage numbers have plummeted, and we got to get guys on the glass.
Zach talked about the team meeting and the players-only meeting and airing out some grievances. When you went back and looked at the film of the Missouri loss, what did you come away from in terms of where the team mindset is right now?
You know, Shana, I think, but you feel like you're kind of talking to a wall sometimes. It's like, you know, for me, everybody thinks they have an answer, right? And again, it's like, to me, it's very clear, and you're blind if you don't see it. And I think number one, it starts on the offensive end. Number one, ball security is huge. It's killing us. It's killing us. Whether it's against Cincinnati, and I consider, you know, a bad shot is a turnover. You know, and you know, but against Missouri, I thought We had during the stretch when they went on their 17-0 run, we were up 9-3. Then all of a sudden it was 20-9. I mean, we wasted, I want to say, 8 out of 10 possessions, and it has nothing to do with making shots. It has nothing to do with that. And that's what I told our group. We have to control that. We have to make better decisions with the ball. It's got to be more important to us. We have to be able to execute whatever the heck we're running. We got to know what it is, especially on the road. And the response of our team to this point in the season, when we get punched in the mouth, when a team goes on a run, and it's happened every game. You look against Evansville, you look at against IUPUI, even though we won those games, they went on extended runs later on at the end of the first halves in those games. So it's been about every game. It's like, what is going to be our response when adversity hits? Because teams going to always go on a run. But you can't let good teams don't let teams go on 17-0 runs. And teams should be able to go on 5-0 runs, 6-0 runs, and that's it. And you cut it off, because game is about runs. And again, we have to grow up in that area. Our leadership's got to be better. Starts with me. I wish we had even more timeouts. Shoot, I'd call 5 timeouts if I could to stop a run. But we got to grow up in that area, and especially on the road, which the 2 true road games we've had, Cincinnati and Missouri, I felt like it was kind of a similar deal.
You had mentioned before that when guys aren't doing what they're supposed to do, you're going to yank them and sit them, and I don't think that's happened yet. Is that something that's going to happen, or you plan to still do?
Shane and I do think it's happened a little bit. And the problem is when more than one guy does it, it becomes a problem. And it's, if I can't trust the guys on the bench, it's the same thing. So it's just like, again, it's like I said, I told our guys off the bench, like, you have to earn my trust. If I feel like it's going to be the same thing when you go in the game, then it's not going to fix the problem at all. But again, it starts with it's got to mean more to our guys to do the offense right. The defense has gotten better. You look at our man-to-man, I thought it was really good. I thought we had to stay in zone a little bit too long against Missouri because of foul trouble. Where again, that's kind of hurt us the last few games, is either Q or Paul getting in foul trouble. But I think our guys, they have to. I put up 2 words in the locker room, for our team that really make me think this is the keys to our team. It's details and discipline, and that's it. And I think if we can get that on the offensive end, I think all of a sudden your defense becomes a heck of a lot better. And it's just, I thought we were sloppy. Our turnovers are sloppy, and they're honestly inexcusable, and we got to grow up in those areas. But again, Najee and Paul and those guys, they've never been asked to be in these positions. They haven't. They've never been in this position before in college basketball. It's like I met with those guys, instead of being at the very bottom of the scouting report or not being on the scouting report last year, now all of a sudden they're at the very top. Just like we have to game plan against a guy like Antoine Davis, they're going to game plan against those guys, and they have to figure that out. And the sooner they figure it out, obviously, the better for us. But to have the turnovers that we have, man, they are I call them loud turnovers. I mean, they are bad turnovers, and you're going to have a couple in the game. It's just going to happen. It's the way basketball is. But you can't be your own worst enemy.
Coach, you talked about sometimes it's like you're talking to a wall because you're trying to get a message across and it's not getting through. Have you found that to be one of the most challenging parts of this young season, is just trying to find a way to, I guess, most effectively get that message across? Yeah, because you would think, Jeremy, guys, they learn through some losses. It's like, and again, I appreciate those guys having I guess they had the players only meeting or whatever they had after the game, which was good, but the details matter. It's like sometimes guys don't know why did we lose? And again, like film never lies and stats never lie. So when you go back and watch a game and try to so we watched the whole game and tried to explain to them, like, hey, this is where we are failing as a team. In different areas, whether it was taking care of the ball, not executing our offense, or whether it's, hey, what is our response when something bad happens to us, when the other team goes on a run. Those areas that we have to clean up, and we got to clean up in a hurry. Because obviously we're 12 games into the season already, going on game 13 here, and things got to change.